Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what ought to be a great matchup between the Oakland Raiders and the Detroit Lions. With that, let's head inside the Ford Field in Detroit. We're standing by are the two men who will bring you this one, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Well, Coach, the seating capacity is 65,000 at Ford Field, and we are right around that number today. A good crowd on hand and seemingly ready to go in the Motor City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Oakland Raiders and the Detroit Lions. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. They've got to be pleased with the start to this season. Obviously, a perfect 3-0.
3 good quality wins, too. It's got people in the locker room excited. They're thinking that this could be their year.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders, it's been all systems go in this first month. They're off to a 4-0 start.
And it's got folks believing that this is a team that's built to go all the way. You can't win the Super Bowl in September, but they're telling everyone that they're going to be there in the end.
Certainly the game of the weekend, maybe the game of the year, the battle of the unbeatens as we get underway. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. And leading them, Charles, their quarterback, their field general.
And what I enjoyed watching this week when we had a chance to watch them at practice, the easy camaraderie that he has with his offense.
A lot of respect.
A lot of respect, and frankly, I thought it spilled over to the defense. The defensive guys were coming over and teasing and joking with him. You can tell they respect the heck out of him and really want to play well for him.
They'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down. A look now at the Oakland offense.
And they're coming off a good win on the road last week, but they do know that they have a home game next week. So all the focus has to be, can they get a second win on the road and make going home that much sweeter? That's the intention in this ball game.
2nd and 9 now. Got a man open. It's Ross. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. An early test. 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Raiders pick it up. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line.
And that's what friends are for.
Right. It's the return.
Ready. Check right 54. Right 54. I got you.
Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run. That was a nice catch, but unable to stay in bounds. And remember, it wasn't a wide receiver who works on that all the time.
I was going to say, he likes to get the ball handed to him. Now, don't get me wrong, he's part of the passing game as well, but maybe a little out of his comfort zone there.
Yeah, he might want to have a few words to say to us about that later, but I am still going with you on that one. Wide receivers work on a little bit more.
On 4th down, Matt Hawk is on to punt. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how the defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by John Johnson, and they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
Mike, 55. Check 55. Mike. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Get it.
They'll try and start this drive in the air, and that is incomplete. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. They wound up getting nothing out of that 2nd down completion, so now here's 3rd and 10. He'll drop to throw, and that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Well, I was watching him in warm-ups, and he hit a 62-yarder that hit the crossbar and went over. This one a little bit inside of that, but not enough leg.
And the difference is what?
Well, your live conditions, right?
Live conditions, game conditions are a whole lot different than practice, where you just pop it up there, no rush, no pressure. I think maybe that takes a couple yards away from you when you have to do it when it's real.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Here we go. Kill. Turn up.
They'll run it here. This is James White. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. They'll set up a throw. He's got his man. It's Andrews. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to football.
And how about this? A fake. But he will not make the 1st down marker. And that'll be a turnover on downs. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. Tackle there by Leighton Vander Esch. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll set up to throw. And that one's complete to Gurley. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop.
Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57.
Looking to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett able to record his 5th sack of the season. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has really. And they come up here now 1st down.
Go now. 70, Indy.
They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs, an 80-yard touchdown as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well-organized, well-coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. They run. It's Gurley. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down.
30 base. 57 to mine. 57 to mine.
Now back to throw. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th.
The way the game's played now, you almost can take position affiliations off of guys. He may have been a running back, but they count on him to be a receiver and catch that football.
But he could not catch it. A big drop on 3rd down. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. So here are the Raiders now to take over. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Back to throw here. It's complete. James White. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. They'll drop the throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Andrews. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
And taken right on the 30. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Lions will take over. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. Credit the tackle that time to Deshaun Hand. Now Gurley.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
They'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
They can't stop us, baby. Every time it's a set. Come on.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Mark Andrews, there. But now it'll be third down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. J.J. Watt in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He was trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked. Oh,
he will not go down.
Have to retape those ankles.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
On the set. Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Check 99, check 99. Ready?
On second down, Jacobs. And he gets it down to the 32. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the second quarter.
A first down run, not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there, so that'll bring up 2nd and 9. On second down, it's Jacobs. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. He'll look to throw.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Myers' kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
This is taken at his 4. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown one interception. He wants to bounce that off with at least one touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
They'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. That one complete. He finds Sharp. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Back to throw. Complete to Dorsett. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Here's Gurley. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 7 yards there and a first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be...
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked.
But when it all comes together and you get the field goal block that's been designed, that's been drawn up, everyone has to feel good about on that side of the ball. How about that one there? To the left side. Knew what they had. That's where they wanted to be. And they got their designated guy turned free.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Incomplete. The Raiders on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. He hits White. Complete. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion. And the challenge pays dividends. The ref overturns the play.
Everyone gets a bonus on this one, Brandon. The coach upstairs who signaled down and said challenge it, and the head coach for pulling the red flag.
And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. J.J. Watt, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long, and he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line. The Raiders on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Goes underneath here to White. And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They find themselves down 13-0 here as they try to get things started offensively. 1st and 10. And now the throw taken in by Chark. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. 2nd and 1. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Wide open receiver complete. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 38. On the counter, Gurley. And an alley to run. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Catch is made by Arcega-Whiteside. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Gets this into the hands of the tight end, Higbee. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So this time the protection holds up for him just fine, and he's able to bang it through.
I think their special teams coach got the point across. He gave him a pretty good earful after the block earlier, and this time there's no penetration, so they're able to pick up 3.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
He'll stay out on the field and keep going. But all that big...
But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by David Long. And it's a huge return as he brings this all the way back down to the 15-yard line. 1:55 left to go in the first half of play. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Dumps it off to Gurley. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down for a nice little gain. It's a gain of 9 yards. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're... And that is caught! Touchdown, Detroit! DJ Chark, his first touchdown on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting run so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had the feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
He doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back. And that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. They go over the middle, and it's complete to start the drive. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. 2nd and 2. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. He'll drop to throw. Got a man open. It's Ross. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Back to throw now on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run.
60 outlaw.
So an abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter three.
Watch the screen.
This one fielded at the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Tackle made there by Myles Garrett.
2 yards on the pickup.
Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. They'll set up a throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Leighton Vander Esch wreaking havoc with a sack.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Let's go, baby.
So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
The loss of 3 on that first down pass play. Now 2nd and 13. 2nd and 13. That's complete to White. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. Give him 3 on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. They'll set up to throw, and that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And Detroit getting set to go now. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Another carry now for Gurley. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game. And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here's Matt Hawk now. He's been terrific so far. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Now a pass dropped off here for James White, and he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Give him 9 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 1. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Here's the Raiders punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. A field position changer there. 49 yards on the punt. Couple that with a loss on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now it's Gurley. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line. They're going to look to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And he's going to get the 1st down as they bring him down at the 23. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And the Raiders have got him. Myles Garrett in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Back to the workhorse today. It's Gurley. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. Past the 20. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. They were in the dime. They had 6 defensive backs there, so go ahead and throw it. He threw it, and it hurt him.
It's almost thrown into a blanket of coverage, isn't it? You talk about the best defenders you have are the defensive backs. 6 of them on the field. You're almost asking for trouble, and that's exactly what they ran into. Ended up throwing a pick 6.
Yeah, 6 defenders and 6 points. This will be taken in at the 1. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. The 30. 10. Touchdown, Detroit. That'll go down as a 99-yard kick return, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge it. Kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. So now the other return teams out there, as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down. Now back to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. J.J. Watt make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in 1 game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Oh, he slipped right by him. It'll go as a 50-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And Detroit getting set to go now. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now a draw play for Gurley. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 3rd down and 10. Back now at Ford Field. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. And what would you say? Is it the offensive line that has caused a lot of this pressure to get back there?
That's always the first place that you have to look to see what's going on. But part of it is so difficult to simulate this type of pass rush in practice because the speed, the ferocity, the quickness, some of the change-ups and how they get at the quarterback that you may not have seen on film. All that is different. You can practice it as much as you want to. You can even insert smaller, faster guys at positions to show that the speed's going to be quicker. But until the whistle blows and you play for real, it's just not the same.
And not as easy to implement on game day. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. The Raiders on 3rd down. Not getting the job done at all. A very poor 1 for 10. This is 3rd and 11. On the draw, it's White. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
So possession goes over here on the punt. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. They'll drop the throw. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield?
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Looking to throw. Dorsett's got it. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
50 play. Keep playing.
On 3rd down, Melvin. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. No luck whatsoever there on the draw.
Yeah, they're supposed to use their aggressiveness against them. That was the hope. But maybe they had too big of a meal last night. A half step slow, and he ends up running right into the meat of the defense.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. Big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably gotten some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Back to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the 1st. An effective 7-yard third down conversion.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on third down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker. Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
To number 82. A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3.
On second down, they'll run with White. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. He'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Counter play with Jacobs. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. He'll look to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. He's going to float this one deep right side. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Gets this into the hands of the tight end, Higbee. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's got his man. It's Andrews. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. He'll drop to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Andrews. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49. On the NFL scoreboard, 4th quarter now at Soldier Field. Now you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Going to flare this one out to Gurley in the flat. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll be a 2nd down. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. They'll set up to throw. He finds Dorsett. It's complete. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soft.
He'll look to throw. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. And they'll set up the screen to Gurley. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Back to throw. And that is incomplete. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. This pass rush, they've been excellent all game long, and another example of it right there in the closing moment.
Not only with the pass rush, but how well they're coached, because if you don't quite get there, get to the quarterback, get your hands up into the passing lane and knock it away, as we just saw there.
So now let's reset here, Charles. They do have 2 timeouts left, so they can stop the clock twice. This one's not quite over yet.
No, and what you're doing on defense, you're going to use both timeouts, obviously. But you've got to call defenses are going to force the issue early, meaning you want that play over fast. You don't want to give them time to dance around in the backfield or run a wide sweep that'll take off time. Blitz them, put pressure on them, make sure that play ends quickly so that you can go ahead and keep moving.
On 3rd down, a run from White. And he's taken down inside the 30. Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland 1st down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
The Raiders likely going to get out of this with a victory as they take a knee.
10-2 stop. Hey, we got 4 down. Ready?
Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. So this one, a victory for the Oakland Raiders, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger, and dominance is starting to